Welcome class 10th. Here we are going to proceed to the next part of chapter 9, Madam Rides a Bus. This chapter is from your First Light book. Let's see the next part. Here we are going to start second part of the chapter Madam Rides a Bus. Well, one fine spring day, the afternoon bus was just on the point of leaving the village and turning into the main highway when a small voice was heard shouting, stop the bus, and a tiny hand was raised commandingly. As we have come to know from part 1, Valli, the 8-year-old girl, she had made planning and replanning, and she had recalculated everything for her first bus ride. And finally, the day of the riding came. Bus was on its usual route to the main highway when they heard a shouting voice. That was of the small girl commanding them to stop the bus. Stop. Along with a small hand was also raised in order to stop the bus. The bus slowed down to a crawl, and the conductor, sticking his head out the door, said, "Hurry then! Tell whoever it is to come quickly." On hearing the voice, the bus slowed down, and the conductor also took out his head out of the door of the bus and asked the girl that whosoever wanted to travel to the bus that should hurry up and board the bus. "It's me," shouted Valli. "I'm the one who has to get on." By now, the bus had come to a stop, and the conductor said, "Oh, ready? You don't say so." "It's me," shouted Valli. "I'm the one who has to get on." By now, the bus had come to a stop, and the conductor said, "Oh, really? You don't say so." "Yes, I simply have to go to town," said Valli, still standing outside the bus. "And here is my money." She showed him some coins. On seeing the bus stopping, the girl informed it was she who had to travel. She was a passenger. But the conductor was surprised to see how a small girl could travel alone. It was hard to believe. At this, the girl informed that she had to go to the town. Just standing outside the bus, she showed even the money to the conductor. She had some coins in her hands. Okay, but first you must get on the bus," said the conductor, and he stretched out a hand to help her up. "Never mind," she said, "I can get on by myself. You don't have to help me." To see the money in her hands, the conductor approved her entry inside the bus. Then he asked the girl to get inside the bus and also offered her help to climb up the bus. But the girl declined all his help and showed her intention clearly that she didn't need the help of anyone, and thus she showed her attitude that she is very proud and responsible girl. The conductor was a jolly sort, fond of joking. "Oh, please don't be angry with me, my fine madam," he said. "Here, have a seat right up there in front. Everybody move aside, please. Make way for madam." However, the bus conductor was also a good-humored man. He was fond of making fun and the jokes. Not to see the attitude of the small girl. First of all, he addressed the girl with the title Madam, and then sarcastically commented on the girl and said, "Not to be angry with him, madam," and then clarified that he wanted only to provide her help. And then he showed her the seat where she had to sit in the bus. And then again he sarcastically informed the other passengers to make the way for the small madam. It was the slack time of day and there were only 6 to 7 passengers on the bus. They were all looking at Wally and laughing with the conductor. Wally was overcome with shyness. Avoiding everyone's eyes, she walked quickly to an empty seat and sat down. Slack time, that is a time when there is not much work. That means it was not the peak hour of the bus. Shyness, that means embarrassment. So here it is said as it was afternoon time, not the busy schedule of the bus. So that's why there were only 6 or 7 passengers riding in the bus. Now they all started looking at the small girl and they were also enjoying this moment along with the conductor. Wally, not to see everyone was noticing her, she felt embarrassed. Then, now, avoiding everyone's eyes, she walked quickly and hurriedly she took her seat. May we start now, madam? The conductor asked, smiling. Then he blew his whistle twice and the bus moved forward with a roar. Once again, the conductor made fun of the girl and made his sarcastic comment, Madam, on the girl. And again he asked the approval of the small madam to start the bus. And then he blew his whistle twice and signaled the driver to start the bus. Hence, the bus started with a loud sound. It was a new bus, its outside painted a gleaming white with some green stripes along the sides. Inside, the overhead bars shone like silver directly in front of Wally. Above the windshield, there was a beautiful clock. The seats were soft and luxurious. Gleaming means to shine brightly. Stripes, that means a long, narrow band. Shone is the past form of the verb shine. Windshield, it is a front glass here for the bus. Luxurious, that means extremely comfortable or elegant. The bus in which the girl was traveling, it was a new one. It was painted outside with shining bright white color paint which had the green stripes on the sides. Inside, even the overhead bars, that means handles, they were also shining brightly like the silver matter. That makes the evident that really it was a new bus. And where the girl Wally was sitting, just before her, there was a clock. It's also mentioned where the girl was sitting just in front of her, above the front glass of the bus, there was also placed a beautiful clock. It's also mentioned directly in front of the girl there was the front glass of the bus, and just above it there was also hanged a beautiful clock in the bus, and the seats of the bus were all soft and extremely comfortable. Wally devoured everything with her eyes, but when she started to look outside, she found a view cut off by a canvas blind that covered the lower part of a window. So she stood up on the seat and peered over the blind. David means read quickly and eagerly. Canvas, that is a rough fabric. Blind, that is a partition. Peered, that means to look narrowly or curiously at something. Here it is mentioned that after quickly glancing at the things inside the bus, then Wally turned her attention towards a window to have a view of the outside scene. But she could not get the complete view, for she was too short in height and the window blinds were obstructing her way. That means she was unable to view the outside scene because she was small in height. Here it is mentioned, now after quickly glancing at the things inside the bus, then the girl, she moved her attention towards the scene outside the bus. The bus was now going along the bank of a canal. The road was very narrow. On one side there was a canal, and beyond it, palm trees, grassland, distant mountains, and the blue, blue sky. On the other side was a deep ditch, and then acres and acres of green fields, green, 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 as far as the eye could see. Ditch means trench. That is actually a long, narrow, open hole dug into the ground, usually at the side. As here we have come to know, the girl is standing on a seat and was able to look through the window. She started enjoying the beautiful natural sight outside the bus. That moment, the bus was moving on a narrow road. On one side of the road, she found there was a canal, and beyond it, there were the beautiful trees, distant mountains, and the large, deep blue sky. And whereas on the other side of the road, she found there was a spread of the greenery all around. Oh, it was all so wonderful. Suddenly she was startled by a voice. Listen, child, said the voice, you should not stand like that. Sit down. Startled, that means surprise. Here it is mentioned while the girl was enjoying this wonderful sight, then suddenly someone obstructed her and scolded her not to stand like that in the running bus and said her to sit down. Sitting down, she looked to see who had spoken. It was an elderly man who had honestly been concerned for her, but she was annoyed by his attention. Concern, that means to get worried. Annoyed, that means to feel angry. Here it is mentioned to get a command by someone to sit on the seat. The girl sat down, but while sitting on her seat, she looked around to find who was giving her command. She found it was an old man who was sincerely showing his concern for the girl. But the girl, as she was not in mood to get advice or help by anyone, as she wanted to enjoy this moment, that's why she got angry to get this attention by the old man. There is nobody here who is a child, she said haughtily. I paid my 30 paisa like everyone else. Haughtily means proudly. Here once again the girl showed her attitude and refused to take the help or command by anyone, even from this old man. She showed her anger and said that there was no one child sitting in the bus, as she had paid her full fare, just like everyone traveling in the bus. The conductor chimed in, oh sir, but this is a very grown up madam. Do you think a mere girl could pay her own fare and travel to the city all alone? Again, the girl made show of her attitude to the old man too, and proudly said that there was no one child in the bus, and further added she had paid her 30 paisa like everyone in the bus. The conductor chimed in, oh sir, but this is a very grown up madam. Do you think a mere girl could pay her own fare and travel to the city alone? Chimed in, that means to join or interrupt someone's talk by making remark. So here once again the conductor noticed the small girl was ignoring even the advice of the old man. So he thought to make fun of her. That's why, addressing the old man, he informed to the old man that the girl was not small. She was a grown up madam. As how a child of her age could ever make the payment of the bus ticket or could travel alone to the bus. Wali shot an angry glance at the conductor and said, I'm not a madam. Please remember that, and you have not yet given my ticket. Glance, that means sharp look. However, the girl did not like the interruption of the conductor in a talk to the old man. That's why she said angrily that she was not a madam, and the conductor should remind this. Hereby, she also asked the man to provide her the ticket, which he had not yet given to the girl. I will remember, the conductor said, mimicking her tone. Everyone laughed, and gradually Wally too joined in the laughter. Mimicking, that means copying. Once again, to get the threat from the small girl, not to address her with the title Madam, and to remember this. The conductor again responded back in the mimicking tone by repeating the girl's word that he would remember always not to call her Madam. Now to see his mimicry. Everyone in the bus started laughing along with Wally. The conductor punched her ticket and handed it to her. Just sit back and make yourself comfortable. Why should you stand when you have paid for a seat? Thus, the conductor punched the ticket and gave it to the girl. Along with, once again here, he advised to the girl that she had to sit comfortably in the bus if she had made the payment of the full seat in the bus. Because I want to, she answered, standing up again. To which the girl again proudly replied that it was a wish, whatever to do, if she had made the payment for the full seat. But if you stand on the seat, you may fall and hurt yourself when the bus makes a sharp turn or hits a bump. That's why we want you to sit down, a child. Bump means obstacle or small raised area on a road. Now, at this moment, the conductor clarified the reasons why they wanted the girl should not stand in the running bus. As she would continue to do so, she could fall or hurt herself when the bus would take a sharp turn or hit on some bump. That's why he said, we are reminding you not to stand in the running bus, as they were genuinely concerned about the safety of the girl. And again, advising her, the conductor used the word child for the girl. I'm not a child, I tell you, she said irritably. I'm 8 years old. Irritably, that means to become angry. Here the girl again did not like the remark of the conductor for using the word child for her. She reminded him that she was not a child and said angrily that she was 8 years old, not a child. Of course, how stupid of me. 8 years, my. Again, the conductor did not want to leave the chance to make fun of the girl and said that really he was foolish. He would now remind that the girl was 8 years, not a child. The bus stopped, some new passengers got on, and the conductor got busy for a time. Afraid of losing her seat, Wally finally sat down. Now, next, the bus stopped, and more passengers now boarded the bus. Now, in order to preserve her seat, the girl quickly sat down, as she did not want to lose her seat. This time, the conductor also got busy in his work. An elderly woman came and sat beside her. Are you all alone, dear? She asked Wally as the bus started again. Wally found the woman absolutely repulsive. Such big holes she had in her ear lobes and such ugly earrings in them. And she could smell the betel nut the woman was chewing and see the betel juice that was threatening to spill over her lips at any moment. Oh, who could be sociable with such a person? Repulsive means hateful. This time, an old woman came and sat by the side of the girl. When the bus started, she inquired from Wally if she was traveling all alone. Now, at first, Wally did not like, even she did not like, the bad looking earrings which she had put in the big holes of her earlobes. Even she strongly disliked the smell of the beetle juice which the lady was chewing, and she even could not bear the beetle juice which was going to come out any moment from the mouth of this lady. Oh, who could be sociable with such a person? Sociable, that means friendly. Now, to notice the look and the manners of this lady, the girl thought in her mind how one could be friendly with such ugly looking lady. Yes, I'm traveling alone, she answered curtly, and I have got a ticket too. Curtly, that means to reply in the impolite way. Curtly, that means to reply in the rude or impolite manner. However, the girl, getting angry at the looks and the manners of the old lady, she replied rudely that yes, she was traveling all alone and she has got the full ticket for the bus journey. Yes, she is on her way to town, said the conductor with the 30 paisa ticket. However, here once again, the conductor did not want to spare the chance to make fun of the small girl and inform that this girl was going all alone to the town, but she had paid the 30 paisa ticket by her own. Oh, why don't you mind your own business? Said Wally, but she laughed all the same, and the conductor laughed too. This time she asked the conductor why he was not doing his own work, but along with, she also laughed at this moment with the conductor. But the old woman went on with her drivel. Is it proper for such a young person to travel alone? Do you know exactly where you're going in town? What's the street? What is the house number? Drivel, that means silly and nonsense. However, the old lady was bothering about the girl's security. She advised to the girl it was not safe for the small girl like her to travel alone. Then she continued to interrupt the little girl by asking the abrupt questions which were out of concern for the girl, like if she exactly knew where she was going in the town and what was the street where she has to go and what was the house number. But the Wally did not like this botheration. You need not bother about me. I can take care of myself, Wally said, turning her face towards the window and staring out. However, Wally did not like the concern and interference by this old lady. She replied that there was no need to care about her as she could better take care of herself. And then she turned her face towards the window and started gazing outside. She did not want to continue the conversation with this ugly looking old lady. After completing first two parts of the chapter, here we will proceed for the third part of the chapter 9, Madam Rides a Bus. See the paragraph. Her first journey, what careful, painstaking, elaborate plans she had to make for it. She had thriftily saved whatever stray coins came her way, resisting every temptation to buy peppermints, toys, balloons, and the like. And finally, she had saved a total of 60 paisa. How difficult it had been, particularly that day at the village fair. Painstaking, that means very careful and thorough. Elaborate, that means detailed. Thriftily, that means to save the money carefully, like a miser. Resisting, that means overcoming. She did not like to talk to this ill-mannered lady. That's why, to ignore her, she started now gazing outside the window. I hope you well understood up to this part. Must watch the next part in the coming video. Thank you for watching the video.